What's up, guys? How you all doing? Today I'm gonna be doing something really interesting. Now I've seen some videos in the past about making a ionic thruster. Where two electrodes are put together and on the other side it creates a thrust. Well, that's exactly what I'm gonna be doing today. But before I talk, don't forget to share, subscribe, and comment anything you like down below. And enjoy. Now, ionic propellers are the concepts of creating an ionic wind. But before I proceed in experimenting with ionic propellers, you guys, at least you should know how it works. Now, how do I make this ionic propeller is putting two electrodes, as I said earlier, and one electron jumps to the other, it creates a wind. Let me break it down. Okay, guys, let's assume there are two electrodes here. Here is a cathode and here is an anode. Now, when we connect it to a high voltage like this is let's just say it's a rectangular uh, electrode, and that one is a ring-like electrode. Now, let's assume now now when we apply when we apply this high voltage, electrons start to escape from the cathode to an anode, like I explained in my earlier videos. So electrons would directly jump from the cathode to an anode. But while traveling, there is one thing that we must count here. Electrons alone cannot travel through air or to any medium gap. So, what they have to do is they must be carried by an atom, for example, by the air molecules. So, let's just say this is an atom and it carries an electron with it on it. So, an air molecule will carry the electrons on it and becomes charged, and the molecule starts to become charged. Now, when it does so, when it becomes so, those ions, we call them ions. Now, such kind of particles, we call them ions. Ions are any substance or atoms that carry electron or carry charge at them. So these molecules will travel to the anode, and then electrons will finally combine or strike the anode, leaving the air molecules behind it. Now, when it does so, we all know that the traveling electron has an acceleration or speed. So when electrons becomes at rest instantly at the anode, the air molecules will gain speed. So those air molecules, let's just say this is a ring, they will go through the ring whiling a momentum, having a momentum. That means when electrons jump to the anode, air escapes through the hole, so we'll create a wind. We will create a wind at it. So yeah, this is the principle working of an ionic propeller. So let's see in practice. Now I've connected the anode to my body and the cathode to the metal plate. Now, while doing so, my body becomes positively charged and the plate becomes negatively charged. So, this is what I expect from the papers. Okay, now again, I connected this metal cup to negative side, and my body is to the positive side. Now I expect some attraction toward my hand, but until now I didn't show you about the wind, but I'll show you later. See that? Ah, it's heading toward me. Ah. Now, as you can see, now I exchange the polarities. Now it goes to the ah ah ah. Okay, guys, now that I've showed you about the attraction and creating a wind like, well, propeller using ions through the air, so now what I'm about to do is to make it a bit, well, fancier.
A few moments later.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the fancier form for ionic propeller. This is the cathode, and this is for anode. Now, when charge escapes through this, from this to this, well, it creates a wind. When ions travel through this medium, they leave behind an accelerated particle of air, which means wind. So wind will be created through the rear here. So so a relatively strong wind will come out from the bottom. So this is a small model for ionic propeller. So we're gonna do exactly that. And this is the current discharge between the gaps that I told you about. Those current charge carried by the air, or they contain a charged particles, then it will produce us a wind. Pretty cool, right? Okay, now guys, now I've connected these two and I expect a current charge over that gap. So yeah, now we're gonna be trying and testing it. Now I'm gonna light the candle, then we'll see what's going to happen. Do you see that, guys? there's some kind of a wind. Well, not strong enough, but enough to move a candle, and thus we created a wind out of a high voltage. Pretty cool, right? Okay, guys, thanks for watching, and don't forget to share, subscribe, and link anything you like down below. Peace.